This week's Parsha, Parshas Shmos, Hashem appears to Moshe at the burning bush and charges him to appear before Paro and demand the freedom of Bnei Israel. Moshe refuses, replying as follows: V'yomer Moshe el Elokim, Moshe says to Hashem, Mi anochi kelech al Paro, who am I to go before Paro, v'chiotzi es Bnei Israel miMitzrayim, and to take Bnei Israel out of Egypt. Rashi explains that Moshe's retort is twofold. Number one, I, Moshe, am not important enough to appear before kings. Who am I to go before Paro? Number two, v'chiotzi es Bnei Israel miMitzrayim, and to take the Jews out of Egypt, Bnei Israel are not deserving of such freedom. What have they done? Hashem replies as follows: Vayomer ki haya imach, and Hashem says to Moshe, because I will be with you. Presumably, this is the answer to the first question. Moshe, again, wants to know how I am not important enough to appear before Paro. And Hashem says, yes, you are, because I will be with you. Hashem continues and says, V'zeh os ki anochi shelachticha, and this is the sign that I have sent you, V'hotiacha es ha'am miMitzrayim, when you take the nation out of Egypt, Ta'avdun es ha'elokim al ha'har hazeh. They will worship me, they will worship God on this mountain. How does that answer the second question? The second question was, what have Bnei Israel done to deserve being freed from Mitzrayim, being freed from the land of Egypt? And Hashem says, well, in the future, they will worship me on this mountain. We know very little about Moshe's childhood, how he was raised, his interactions with Paro and the royal family. But one thing that we see from the few stories that we have is that Moshe is an idealist. One day, Moshe comes out of the palace and sees an Egyptian taskmaster beating a Jewish slave. Without question, Moshe hits the taskmaster and kills him. The next day, Moshe goes out again and sees two Jews fighting. He can't believe it. How could it be that two slaves, are fighting? He tries to stop them. They look at him and they say, you idealist. Well, what are you thinking? People fight. Taskmasters hit their slaves. That's the way of the world. Who are you? Are you going to kill us too? Moshe then leaves Egypt, goes to Midian, and the first thing he sees is the daughters of Yisro being attacked by the shepherds. Again, he steps in order to save them. Years pass, and one day, Hashem appears to Moshe and demands that he bring Bnei Israel out of Egypt. Moshe, the idealist, replies, do they deserve it? Have they been loyal to you, God? Or are they assimilated into Egyptian society? And to this, Hashem answers as follows: Moshe, don't look at what they are now. You're correct. It's true. Do they deserve it right now based on their current actions? No. Look what they can be. Because what they can be, one day, is they will worship me on this mountain. It's very easy to look around as an idealist and find all the imperfections in things, be it a school, a show, a country, and it's relatively straightforward to say or to think, well, this is irredeemable, there's nothing we can do about it, we just need to break away, or we need to tear everything down. What's much harder is to see what can be, and it's even harder to see the path from where something is today to that future of what something can be. Nonetheless, Moshe Rabbeinu himself and all responsible leaders figure it out, how to go from the imperfection to what is to a more perfect what will be in the future. Good Shabbos.